first. So you get this special kind of questions. Yes, you can write it or just ask it from Demona. But we have first question. Yes. So doesn't saying that women are not complete without men, as you said, become a better half, discourage women's independence from men. So this is a question from our audience. What do you think, Demona?
That is the Greek mythology. I didn't explain that. So, if we want to do something, we need a diversity. We need a divergent. We need a complementary perspective and approach. And however we independently do, I mean, independent is not good. I didn't mean like that. It's a good. It's something we have to do. Family. Family means we cannot live alone. Even we have only a singer in our family, so we have to be in society. So in the society, only woman doesn't exist. Men also exist. So to become a better half, better half means not a partner. It's a different aspect is the complementary. So it's a partnership. So we cannot do only one-sided. We have to do a partnership. So independent is a good, somehow good, but we focus in the family level, in our context, in our society. We have to make a complementary. We have to make a partnership. We have to make a friendship. So not this question like not complete without men. Men even not complete without women. We have to very careful. When we see only one-sided woman and not complete without men. Men either not complete without women. Both sides to be harmonious.
Yeah, also we have another one interesting. So we get into the Me Too, if I'm not mistaken. Me Too, yes, it's very popular issue in Korea. Maybe you know, yeah?
Hashtag Me Too.
Yeah, hashtag Me Too. Yeah, movement in Korea that has deterred, yes, women from some opportunities because men fear of getting into bad situation. What is your view on that? How should this be overcome? Yeah.
I have to be next, men expert. After I become an expert about men, I can be, answer about your question. It's really good question. So how do you think about that, men? Can you repeat the question? Regarding hashtag Me Too. Hashtag Me Too, you know that? So about, it's defer, right? Defer.
Yeah.
Women from some opportunity because men fear of getting into bad situation. Men fear to involve in that campaign or in that process. And what is your view on that, and how should this be overcome? So how about men perspective? We have a lot of men. Hashtag Me Too. Is difficult?
It doesn't happen at GIC.
So
nobody likes me to from GIC.
yeah. So that's why to better have program, why I'm doing that, I want to hear about men voices. Men voices. My answer is not complete because I'm not a man. I'm not a man who...
Mostly men are in the position of dominating. So women suffers from the power of the man. If the women are in a higher position, dominating position, probably men would have suffered. It is not simply man-women problem, it's a problem of power.
Power relation.
But some men suffered from the women the perpetuation. But as you mentioned, men are reluctant to say my right is violated.
I say that I have some problem with. Sometimes I feel suffer from men.
That's right, of course.
But
I hear.
I'm pleased to. I'm okay to express sometimes. To say or speak out.
But quite difficult for the man.
Quite difficult.
And then if the man say I was violated my right by my superior women officer, then people would not listen to that complaint. Women complain, people listen. Men complain, people don't listen. we are suffering from that situation.
Yeah, we need that kind of voices from men. We ever neglect about them. That's why we never ever become a harmonious in our society.
Sometimes I feel suffer from, sorry, I can say, from women, from feminists. Because sometimes I feel it's like some women try to give the guilty to the man in the same way. And then if they have some situation like this, I cannot even talk. It's so difficult to talk in this. You understand, right?
Yeah.
Just give
I
guilty
fully
to them
agree with
and talk.
you.
And then I cannot talk. So I stop. No, she's good friend.
Yeah. We have also a question here. Yeah.
So you know, that's why for this I just only want to share not our answer. For this question I want to share my experience. We need to hearing about men's voices more to be tackled that issue, to be overcome about men positively participation in our journey. So we need to more listen about men's voices. That is my sharing, not our answering. That because of we are different contexts. So don't forget about our context.
Yes, interesting. Why do you think that husband is suffering from violence by the wife? Though he is stronger physically.
So how about men? this all of the question is you have to answer because this is your time.
We invite you to talk.
Because of this question is not for women, right? This is the opinion of men. This is the experience of men. That's why I have a lot of experience when when invite if only men, they will be share a lot of the things. Now it's women are involved in our show, so our sharing. So and they have a lot of things here, and here it's a brainstorming. It's like feeling something. Anything. You are physically strong. Why you feel like violence? Your partner and your.
No one?
Obey.
Obey to your wife.
I mean that you are stronger. You are stronger than your. Do you have a partner?
I was his before, my ex-girlfriend. Yeah, and I never fight back. Right? Yeah. It's a long story, but sometimes I got it.
Like this or like.
Why?
Oh no, not like this. So
No.
serious.
That question is like you are stronger.
Yes, right.
You are stronger. Why you are like?
I don't know. I haven't taught like from my mom. I have to respect women. For me, it's like I never do physical for anybody else, even man and women. But when someone hit me in my ex-girlfriend, I cannot respond back by physical. It's difficult to explain,
So it's only this side. How about this side?
In North Korea, woman right is so high that a certain prominently per man is arrested, and certain great actor is suicide. Nowadays.
Men suicide rate is not that high.
Men suicide.
It's get higher nowadays. So this is like, you know, when we think about human being, and we have to think about not only physical, we also have to think about psychological, emotional, because of every problem is not rooted only the physical. It's psychological. It started with the emotion. So when we talk about the violence, we just only see the physical thing. We forget about the invisible part. But the invisible part is very powerful. So when we handling that something issue, just I want to encourage not only focus about physical violence. The major problem is the psychological and emotional violence.
Also, one more question. It's common truth that we should start to get involved into gender equality, both man and woman, and existence of violence is like more than truth, right? However, what does it mean in practice? What should we do to reach gender equality? Exact steps. This is great, I think.
Yeah, that's why we do the methodology. Is firstly we just only listen. The listening is the very powerful. Is something we want to like in the methodology we mostly use firstly like giving input. You know, that is the different methodology. But for our context and for our design for this better half activity is we started just only listening what they are feeling, what they want to do, what is happening real. We just started in practical way. It's listening, and even I have to listen my partner. I cannot, you know, give a like instruction to him. Firstly, what is he feeling? In reality, in our relationship. Firstly, we listen. We need to listen each other. That is not only men between man and woman, and also have to be man and man. Firstly, and woman and woman. And every time is we have to start talking. You know, started like explain about our something is happening. Is we want to initiate to talk every time. You know, but we focus on the practical. We started. First step is we have to start to listen. That is very fundamental thing according our exercise, according our experience. It's maybe useful for you. Firstly, we have, if we go back home, we start to listen from the other voice.
Yeah. Next one. How can gender equality become equal if people who work in human rights field still believe in binary gender? What about any other genders like LGBTQI folks or non-binary people?
So how do you believe the equality? The meanings of equality. One equal to one, or how do that's why firstly we have to, you know, that terminology. Most of the like human rights or like most of the these how can I say in territory like you know in NGO territory they use this a kind of equality, justice, you know, that kind of the big word. Not only like just the transition and justice, you know, that's kind of the big words we use there. So how do you believe on the equality? How do you interpret rights? for me, that is I sharing. We have to, first step, we have to think about not rightly. Equality is one of the target, one of the norms. Just only norms, not a fulfillment. Just only like a milestone, We think that equal payment is a kind of norm, and milestone is the equal like opportunity equal. Firstly, we have to think about the fundamental thing. That is the value. Value. We think about LGBT. Also, they have a value, human value. Man value. Womanhood value. We forget about the value. We just only think about the milestone indicator, like the approach, the strategy. We forget about the value, people value, human being value. And I always tell to my family that we have to value each other. When we are existing on the earth, at that time we never ever think about the value. We didn't give in sharing the time to them. Even single, my father is go to office like at 6, and I'm not wake up, and then I go to office at 9, and when my father came back at 8, but I just come back at like 10, 11. We didn't meet each other, and then we just write it on the wall. Then I would go there, and so we didn't share the value. And my aunt, my brother, he was passed away. At that time, people cry a lot. But when he, stay alive on the earth, we didn't care about the value. We are like busy with our norms, our strategy, our approach, our rights. So for this, for each and everything, we have to think about the value. So we have a different perspective and different, ideology. So we can be make more compliment, and other people can be also sharing about that thing. So that's my sharing.
One more question.
The last question you are
it
taking.
was very interesting. So people are really interesting. Did your method can be applied in grassroots level with low education and economy society that have strong patriarchal way in their religious and cultural institutions? In my country, on eastern part, it is difficult.
So of course, it is very difficult. That's why I only got a 6 months for 1 year. Do different perspective, in the grassroots and the high technical person they involved, and the middle, or class of civil society. So I just approach different aspects. So it's very difficult. And the practical way, what I did is, it's passion. We need commitment. I just only, this project, this program is, I'm not propose any donor. I spending my money. I take time, 1 year, 2 years. That's why we need a commitment. I believe gender equality, justice and harmony and partnership. So I want to contribute. It's a small part for the society. So it's really difficult, and it's really hard. That's why we need men aspect. So my colleague, he is a man, and we are collaborate each other. We also have to be listen about his perspective, because he know well about, he is a man. He know well about manhood. So it's really difficult when women approach to men. So economic situation is, when we approach, grassroots level, even I had to learn about slang, what they are using, because they are not familiar our terminology. It's really hard. Even I cannot wear this like this. I have to change everything when I approach them. That's why I'm not sharing and talking about, women rights, human rights, LGBT rights. I'm not talking that. I just only, that is we call that process learning. So I just only learn their daily life, what they are doing. Then I started make a trust building with them. And high level, grassroots people, when they trust to people, they fully commit. I got that kind of experience. And when I approach the high technical person, that is the hardest one. Because you think like I'm, when I am pretend to be young, I'm not young. So when they see me, this way, they deny to talk with me. They are not sharing their time. Because you are young, you are a woman. Why you are coming and talk to me? I am really busy as well. People think that when we tackle with, we were dealing with the grassroots people, is really difficult. Actually, it's a sort of difficult, but when we tackle with the higher education, how can I say it, the technical advisor from some company, it's more difficult. That is my experience.
Thank you for all your questions. Let's applause to Demona. Yes. And it's just time to get appreciation. Yes, from our GIC director, from Dr. Shin.
Before I give this to you, I have some comments. So, you belong to the Karen tribe ethnically. What is the population in Myanmar?
Current ethnic is one of the major ethnic groups.
The percentage of the population?
The percentage of population is 9-10%.
How about Rohingya?
Rohingya is a quite similar population, nowadays. It's percentage 3-4%.
Quite big as well.
Yeah.
Then, what do you think about the suffering of the Rohingya people?
Yeah, because So before my presentation started, I explained about Myanmar, the situation. Their situation is really complicated and their conflict situation. So current ethnic also still suffering about the military region, and still yesterday it's bombing and attacking to the current ethnic group, and they have to running, and some of my cousin they also running in the village till yesterday. So, but this is invisible. I'm a humanitarian worker, so as a humanitarian perspective, any kind of violence, it's zero tolerance for me. So not only Rohingya people, I want to share about the current ethnic, Kachin ethnic. There's a lot of ethnic still running inside and fleeing outside of the country. They cannot fleeing outside of the China, cannot. Nowadays, all of the camps are almost closed from the Thai-Burma border, so they cannot fleeing in the Thai-Burma border. So they are disappearing inside in country till yesterday. So for me, we also voice out. Not only we are tackling about the current issue, not only a Rohingya issue, not only a Kachin issue, we are tackling about the the day before yesterday, sexual violence cases is get higher, especially child rape case. Even in the urban Yangon, the child rape case, how happening only 1 month, the report cases is almost 690 in Yangon.
So, what do you think of your ethnic conflict or rather ethnic suffering in Myanmar while you're promoting like gender equality? So, it is a silly question, but what do you think is more important?
Yeah.
Ethnic right or gender right?
Gender equality is a cross-cutting issue. Ethnic is also my identity. So I'm belonging as a woman, as a Korean. It's every cross-cutting is I'm standing and voice out and representing for every aspect and every issue.
Would you please give us a short description of what you have been doing in Myanmar, to help your people?
Yeah, because I come from the conflict area, so some of like ethnic leaders, they want to fight back with their arms, fight back to the military with their weapon. But for me, I see a lot of the women and children suffer a lot because of the war, and men also suffer a lot disappearance. So fight back with the weapon is not a solution. Education is the solution. So I study hard and grasp the opportunity, and I want to represent, most of the peace table is only men. That is not because of the man problem. That is institution, fighting is only men. And suffering is women, men, older people, disabled people, every people is suffering because of war. But their voice is lack. So woman is one of the seats to be represented at the peace corner. So I become like a woman rights activist.
That's very nice. Then I will give you one more silly question as well. What do you think of Suji? She did not support officially the people of Rohingya, for example. She disregarded the suffering of the people, and then her reputation around the world went drastically down.
So our militarization is almost over 70 years. The military region. Aung San Suu Kyi, our state councilor, she got that position only 3 years. Only 3 years. So the issue is Rohingya issue, the Korean issue, Kachin issue, Rakhine issue, Shan issue. We have 60 armed groups in Myanmar. So there are a lot of issues is come out but her position is she cannot give in a decision because of the constitution is controlled by military.
Why?
But very
at least she can stay silent.
Actually, she international people think she is silent only a Rohingya issue, but she is silent in every issue. In Korean issue, in Kachin issue, in Shan issue. We are still fighting till yesterday, till today, But she is not every.
She's nothing
saying about.
She does not do anything for them.
No, we have to make our. That is the political. She is the politician. She is not a humanitarian. You have to think about that one. So politician is. They have to treat and tackle with the political way. So now we are doing the political dialogue.
So you understand her?
I'm not support to her, but we know very well about our context because I'm from Myanmar. So what our context is happening. I'm not an Aung San Suu Kyi supporter.
But you do not support her, but you understand her.
Not understand her, I understand Myanmar context.
Thank you very much for it.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing.